Hi guys, welcome to Vic and Vern Sports Chat. My name is Vic. Hey, there's nobody next to me on this side. I can't smack anybody. No, Vern's not feeling that 100%. So he's taking a sabbatical. No, he's taking a little break. He'll be back for the speed skating at 6:30. So, he's resting up. He's taking care of his tender little voice. There you go. So it's just me to handle today on the rugby. Let's have a look. Hey, let's have a look. Whoa. Let's put the things out in the right thing. Defcon. It is called the Defcon Rugby Show. So what Defcon are we at? Well, I think let's get ready. It's got to be Defcon 3, man. There we go. It's got to be Defcon 3 because the Super Rugby starts this weekend. And we have Six Nations. But we're going to concentrate on the Super Rugby today because on Friday we'll do then obviously the Six Nations and all the lineups. So I'm going to, tell you the teams and everything like that. So we'll talk about that a lot today. So, Defcon 3. But before we do start, I will mention what is coming up in the Six Nations. There you go. Of course, this weekend we're going to have Ireland, Italy, Scotland against England, the Calcutta Cup, Wales against France. We're definitely doing Scotland against England, and I think we're doing Ireland against Italy. We'll see what happens with Wales against France. We don't know. So, Super Rugby. Yeah, baby. There you go. Those are the teams. There you go. That's what it's all about. That Super Rugby trophy. It's been 30 years of Super Rugby this season. So, yeah, we'll see who wins the 30th title here, or the 30th running of this great competition. Let's have a look at the first round. This is what's coming up in the first round. You've got the Highlanders against the Crusaders, the reigning champions, the Waratahs Reds, Drua Moana, Blues Chiefs, all on this channel, those 4 games. And then you still got the Force and the Brumbies. The Hurricanes, they got a week off. I kind of like this situation where you have 11 teams, so one team always has a bye every week. I think it's a good thing because we're all complaining there's too much rugby, the players are not getting a rest. This way, at least you're getting a rest every now and then. I like that. I like that stuff. So, what are the games coming up this week? Let's have a look at the lineups, and then we'll talk about who I think are the favorites and stuff like that. So, Highlands against the Crusaders. That's going to be at the Forsyth Bar Stadium there in Dunedin. That's going to get us started with the new Super Rugby season. Look, Crusaders definitely the favourites in this one, the reigning champions. Highlanders, look, they got a good squad. I like a lot of the players on there. I mean, Ethan de Groot, definitely. Angus Taifao, Folau Fakatava, I like him a lot. Jonah Lowe, not there you go. Good stuff there. Look, they got are they going to win this game? That's probably not, because the Crusaders are a monster team. Yeah, you got Noah Hotham there in there. You got Christian Leo Willie, of course. You got Blackadder, George Bell, David Haverley is the captain because. Let me give you the information. David Haverley is the captain because Scott Barrett is on a sabbatical, a non-playing sabbatical. Come back, most probably in the middle of the Super Rugby season. So we'll see what happens there. Let me quickly have a look at the chat before I go on. 1 second. So Dion's in the house. Vern's in the house. Looking forward to all the rugby this weekend from Yanlu. Salifina says Mona all the way, guys. The Brumbies for Hunty. Kevin greets all rugby fans. Mandy going for the Queensland Reds. Zach Berger wishes that the SA teams would join Super Rugby again. So do I. What? I wish somebody would have told me that. Told you what? Somewhat these would be the good old days. You 17 years old, you don't have good old days, man. All the love you won't forget, all these reckless nights you won't regret. Oh my God, okay. Drua, okay. Yes, I'm going with the Drua as well. Look, let me tell you, I'm going to go through which injuries and stuff like that, but we do know that Scott Barrett's missing on the sabbatical. Let's have a look who's missing. Otherwise, who's injured on the Crusaders. Macca Springer, he's still got a quad injury there. Kershaw, Sykes, Martin, Johnny McNichol, Lane, Jack, Cooper Roberts, Cullen Gray, so they're all missing for the Crusaders. Who's missing for the Highlanders? There's a quick look there. The Highlanders, Fabian Holland, still out at the moment. Who else? Finn Hurley, Dylan Pledger. So they've got a few big boys out there. ACL, Dylan Pledger for the whole season. Finn Hurley, 5 weeks out. Salau Mao, 8 weeks out. So, yeah, they're missing some players, the Highlanders. But this is going to get us started. That's going to be Friday morning our time here in Central Europe. I think 7 o'clock, 7:05 Friday morning. That's right. Central Europe time, live with me. So that's game 1 of the Super Rugby. Then let's look at game 2. That's the New South Wales Waratahs against the Queensland Reds. That's at the Alliance Stadium there in Sydney. Look, which Aussie team do I got to go with the Reds being the strongest Aussie team this year. Look, the Waratahs, look, Harry Potter's playing for the Waratahs. He left the force. Joseph Akusa Suwali's in there. Max Jurgensen, Joey Walton. Of the Walton family. John Boy was his brother. Sleep well, John Boy. There you go. Who else? Matt Phillip, obviously the captain. Charlie Gamble. Look, they got a good team out there. Angus Bly on the bench at the moment. Jack Debrissini, Tristan Riley. Good stuff there from the Waratahs. Let's have a look. Who's missing for the Waratahs? New South Wales Waratahs. Look, they've only got 3 injuries. Not too bad. Austin Durbridge, Angus Scott Young. Angus Young. TNT. It's dynamite. There you go. Goddamn. AC/DC in the house. And Eamon Doyle as well. So, yeah. Waratahs, not a lot of injuries. Only 3 guys on the injury list. Let's have a look at the Reds team and then I'll tell you what the Reds... where the hell have I got them? I've got to look under Queensland. There you go. Oh. So, Queensland Reds. Look, who have they got? Matt Faslam, Zane Nongor, Lucan Salalai-Lotto, Joe Braille, Fraser McWright, Harry McLaughlin Phillips, Hunter Pastrami, as I call him, Lakai Anderson, good players there on the bench. Who they got? Finn Mackay, they got Sarah Ura on the bench as well, but they got a big injury list. I mean, Philip Delganu is off, Massimo De Lutis, Carter Gordon, Tom Liner, Will McLaugh, Tate McDermott is out, Josh Nazer is out, Kalani Thomas, Harry Wilson. So big injury problems at the moment for the Reds to start the season. Who have I got winning this one? I'll go the Waratahs because they are at home. And I do think the Waratahs are the second strongest Australian team. Yeah, that's what I'm going for. So the Waratahs in this one. Then let's have a look. We'll go to game 3, and that's the one I'm looking forward to. Because everybody knows I love my Uzas there from Fiji and from Samoa and Tonga and stuff like that. Fiji and Drua, look, they always get a lot of turnaround of players because a lot of their players obviously go to Europe, get the big cash and stuff like that. I can understand that. Look, Mozeke Vokevoko, I like him a lot. Who else? Who else am I going for there? I don't know. A lot of these guys are going to be very, very honest with you. But I think Drua always turns up because they've just got unbelievable spirit. I just love the way these people play. They've got no injuries, or they've reported no injuries. So that's their squad. They've got the best of the best at the moment. Then obviously Warner missing Ardy. He is now playing for the Kobe Steelers. Might be back for the 2027 season. They got Tito Topaluta in there, of course. You got Tom Savage, Alan Craig. Sorry, Drew Affat. One of my favorite players there. Miracle Fayalagi. I just love the name as well. Miracle. If I ever had a son, I would be calling him Miracle, baby. It would be a miracle if I had one. There you go. Who else is there? Patrick Pellegrini. I like him a lot as well. Lolomila, of course. William Haverly. Taviti Ufu. Man, good stuff. Let's have a look at the injury list from Moana Pacifica. They got a few injuries. Augustine Pelou, calf, Jimmy Topu, elbow. So good stuff. I know that's from a song. But that's, for me, the game I really look forward to doing. That's going to be on at 4:30. No, 3. Is that 4:30? 4:30 Saturday morning Central European time. For you boys out there, down under or in New Zealand, that is 15:35. It'll be at Churchill Park there. So that's going to be a good game. I'm going. It's a home game for Drua. It's going to be tough. I don't want to pick a winner here, but I'll go through it because they're at home. Then the Blues against the Chiefs. Whoa, royalty here, man. Blues, let's have a look at the Blues team. We've got Josh Fizitau in there. Who else? Dalton Papali, Finley Christie, Caleb Clark, AJ Lamb, Zane Sullivan, Sam Knock on the bench. There you got a good bench. What are the Blues missing? Let's see what the Blues have got on an injury list this year. Cameron Christie, knee, he's out for the season. Corey Evans with an ankle injury. Jordan Lay, concussion. Peyton Spencer, concussion. Patrick Topaluta, shoulder. Malaki Rampeling, concussion. Bowden Barrett is being rested. Bowden, why do you need a rest, man? There you go. Then let's have a look at the Chiefs. I mean, one big name missing for the Chiefs, I know off my top of my head. Sami Soni, Tao Kaioa is there, George Dreyer, Tupou Vai, Luke Jacobson, Xavier Rowe, Josh Jacom, Liam Coombs, Fabeling. There. Who else? Let's have a look at the replacement. They've got Cortis Ratzema on the bench. So there you go, Sami Penny, Finau on the bench as well. What do their injuries look like there for the Chiefs? Let me go there. Brody McAllister, hand, should be back in round 4. Lakai Foketti should knee back round 3. Isaac Hutchinson, round 8 with his knee, so he's going to be. Damien McKenzie is healthy, but he's birth of his first child, so McKenzie, yeah. Another McKenzie on the planet. Vern, not good news there, man. What's the song's name? Oh, let me have a look. That comment came from, okay. I wish somebody would have told me that someone would be good all day. It sounds familiar. I'm thinking about it. There you go. So yeah, Blues and Chiefs should be a cracker. That is at Eden Park in Auckland. That's at 7:05 Saturday morning, our time, 19:05 New Zealand time. That'll be on this channel as well, don't forget. Then last but not least, the 5th game, and that is the Western Force against the ATC Brumbies. Oh, I didn't tell you who I thought was going to win between the Blues and the Chiefs. I'm going for the Blues because they're at home. Western Force against the ASC Brumbies. Look, the Force obviously lost Harry Potter. Who else have they got there? Tom Robertson is still there. Brandon Panega, Amosa, Harry Johnson, Holmes, Franco Molina, Nick Champion de Crespigny, royalty, French royalty there. Ben Donaldson, Bailey Coonsley, Hamish Stewart. Good stuff there. Matt Greeley, I like that a lot on the bench. Well, they got Sefa Fagaze, Darcy Swain. So they got a few there. Let's have a look at any injuries from the Western Force. That should be at the bottom. Nick Doley, knee, short term. Doug Phillipson, long term knee. Fawa Fotokaya. Dylan Peach, out. I don't like it. Darby Lancaster, Alex Harford. Yeah, I actually have the Western Force being the worst team in Super Rugby this year. I think they get the wooden spoon this year. That's just me. Western Force, do not hold it against me. They're playing at the HBF Park there in Perth. That was where the Sevens Rugby was last week. So we'll see there. Let's have a look at the Brumbies. Oh, look, the man himself, James Slipper, Billy Pollard, Rhys van Neck. Who else we got? Rob Valentini, Ryan Lonergan, Declan Meredith, Corey Toole, David Fililau, Ollie Sapsford, Andy Moorhead. Who else we got there? Tane Edmonds on the bench. I like the Brumbies a lot. Let's have a look what the Brumbies have got on an injury list. Alan Alatau got a back injury at the moment. And Lachlan Lonergan with a knee. Tom Wright, knee, and Nick Frost being rested. Being put on ice, Nick Frost. There you go. So, big stuff coming. Okay, so let's get into it. Well, who do I think is winning the Super Rugby? Let's put all the teams out like that. Makes it easier for me. Who do I think is winning the Super Rugby this year? You'd be a stupid man to bet against the Crusaders. I'm going Blues. I think the Blues could do it this year. I think it's going to be a Blues Crusaders final. I don't think the Chiefs make it to the final this year. outside chance, I'm giving the Waratahs. And I'm hoping for a Drew and Moana Pacifica final, but that's not going to happen. Wooden spoon I'm going to give to the Force. I don't think they're good enough. Hurricanes, we haven't talked about the Hurricanes. We'll talk about them next week when they do have a match. Look, if you're an intelligent man, what does it say? It's probably a New Zealand final again. I'm hoping actually that we don't get an all New Zealand final. Not because I'm against the Kiwis or anything like that. I just like to mix it up. I'd love to see somebody like Moana in the final, or maybe like a Blues against the Brumbies or something like that. I like things to be mixed up. But if you're a betting man, you're betting that must probably semi-finals, must probably three New Zealand teams in the semi-final and one Aussie, depending on how the Islanders do the Drua and the Moana Pacifica. But look, I'm going Blues this year. I pegged my flag with the Blues this year. I think the Blues will do it. We will see. But don't forget, on the channel, Highlanders, Crusaders, Waratahs, Reds, Drua, Moana, and Blues, Chiefs. That'll all be live on here. Don't forget, if you hit the notification button, which I can put out there for you, put that around. Hit that subscribe and notification button, and then you automatically get all our information that you need. But that's my look out at the Super Rugby, which I find just not the name is Super Rugby Pacifica. I love the Super Rugby. I love the intensity, the speed. The referees let the game flow. I wish my South African teams would be in there. Can you imagine? The 4 URC teams and maybe the Cheetahs in there, that's 5, go back to 16 Super Rugby teams. Everybody plays everybody once, and then you get a 8-team playoff or something like. Wouldn't that be nice? I'm kind of fed up with the URC. Too much politics in that shit. Here we go. But on the weekend, we will see. It's going to start off. Then, of course, 4 Super Rugby games and at least 2 Six Nations, so 6 rugby games on the weekend. Me and Vern will be splitting it up. I think I'm doing the 4 Super Rugby games. We will see. I have no idea. I'm not racking my brain around that. Tell me before I leave, Mourners. Tell me before I leave. You've got to be quick now. But to everybody in the chat, thanks a lot. Check it out. And don't forget, after this, in an hour's time, join Vern for Olympic speed skating, men's 1,000 meters. And tomorrow morning, join me for the show and more Olympic sports coming up tomorrow as well. Plus, we've got tomorrow on the channel European basketball and the Premier League of Darts night too. So be sure to join us for that. Guys, have a wonderful day. Enjoy your rugby. See you soon and can't wait for the Super Rugby. Ciao, ciao.